existence. But yeah, first of all, tell us a little about yourself, Gabe.
Oh, I'm Gabe, also
Yeah.
known as a little bit of a ReGabe, ReGabe, and I've been poking around this here podcast here and there, and I decided to show up for one, but I was like, "Yo, Andy, get me on here," and he was like, "Yeah, okay," and then it was that easy. You just ask, just typed in chat like, "Get me on here," you're in.
I mean, that's proper.
Very.
Especially anime spirit. Or anime. How did you get into anime, dude?
Ooh, I have a good first anime story, right?
Oh, I'm ready.
So when I was a youngin, back in the old days, like this is like wee babe Gabe. My mother was like, "Hey, I have a mother. Go hang out with her for a weekend with your sister." Okay. At this point, I'd never even heard of an anime. Okay. But then, one night it was like 3 a.m. I was sleeping on the couch in the living room because she didn't have any other bedrooms. It was just her. It was one red bedroom, like little small house. And so me and my sister lived in the living room. It was a Saturday, no, a Sunday morning around 3 a.m. I hear the TV on.
Don't sleep.
I wake up, look over. My sister's older sister. She's like 5 years older than me, right? Sitting there watching Inuyasha. Now,
Inuyasha!
me, a young one, was like, "Whoa, what is this?" That guy got
Cartoons?
sliced in half. You know what I mean? And so I'm sitting there, and we watched the entire episode. Yeah, at the end, little ED comes on called Fukamori. That shit, the best. Every time I hear that song, I just imagine sitting there, 3 a.m., got like an hour of sleep. Best night, easy night.
Nice. Alrighty, and
Jesus.
that's quite the way to get in there. Where did you go from there? What was your next anime steps? Like, did you start watching more Inuyasha, or did you actually? When did you branch out into the greater world of anime from there?
I often tried to like Inuyasha was always on at like 3 a.m. And me as a young kid never was able to stay up for the Toonanami. Okay. And
Tsunami?
so like it started like my big foyer after that was it was a like, really obscure anime called Sword Art Online, right?
Yike.
And so they started playing that on Toonami, and I got like 2 episodes
Wait, wait,
in.
wait, wait, what? Sort of online on Toonami? I think you're lying. So
Yeah,
what?
that's how I started. And it was like the dub. And we got like after like 2 weeks of watching, I was like, I gotta watch the rest.
Wait, wait,
And so I
how
Yeah,
like
I
many?
wouldn't
How
have
long ago
guessed.
was this?
I wouldn't have guessed
and
it was on
so
there.
When
and
was
so I had to
this?
watch like the subtitled version on YouTube in like super low res with a guy like talking over it so that he didn't get like copyright
What?
strike. And I
No, no,
watched
no,
the
no, no,
entire
no.
series like that on like my mom's phone. And that's like after that I just like kept consuming and found like pirate sites and stuff and it was great.
Nice.
Really good.
We always talk about the old YouTube 2-part, 3-part, 4-part episodes, but there's always a missing part. So you're like,
Those were the good days.
Yeah,
so
that's
what is your favorite all time from exploring all those anime?
Yeah, my favorite so far is a show called the Monogatari series, right? There's no
ooh.
Is that a
there's
show or is that like several shows?
well it's like multiple seasons all with different names because they can't just have like
Oh.
they can't just name episodes or like arcs differently. So they just have to make completely different shows. They have to go and find like a graph, like a s- like almost like a presentation in order to find out what you're supposed to watch next. That's like one of the best parts about it because you don't know what's happening half the time.
So tell us
It's
about it. Tell us what that show is and why it's your number one of all time.
okay. So the series is about the main character's name is Araragi, okay, and
Yes.
he's like a little vampire, but he was old. He was actual vampire for a little bit, and then he can't. And then he ran into your typical, I guess he didn't run into, but he's there with your typical 1,000-year-old vampire lolly. As per usual, you get used to it. And then it's just about him, and he just solves problem. I don't know if anyone in chat's watched Bunny Girl Senpai. It's very similar to Monogatari,
Oh.
and it's just a super long series about him solving problems he had nothing to do with at all. And it's just
Wait,
He's a
a
problem
big
solving
cast of
boy, yeah.
characters.
And so
did you
what is it
recommend?
that does it for you, Gabe, in that show? Like what is it that makes it your top number one?
I think a big part about it is there's a lot. There isn't a big cohesive story throughout the entire thing. It's more about specific characters and learning about them and their individual stories and what they're going to do next and what they have done. And it's like, wow, I like that character. It's
Nice.
a very character driven show.
Interesting.
Is that why you guys
Uh,
started watching it on Andy's anime nights?
yes, because
Very
I
cool.
haven't finished it. He hasn't watched it. Symbiosis right there.
Good word.
Hmm.
Alrighty. So we got
Let's
some
get in.
news for you guys this week.
Big news.
Mui, take us away with
So,
your news.
so you guys know there's a bunch of season 2s coming out for a bunch of different anime, and Promise Neverland finally got this 2 we've been waiting for. We've been watching it on my anime nights, and so finally we can continue it. I'm not sure when. 2020 definitely. I don't know exactly what season. Hopefully next season. And so it'll be around the time we'll be watching Fruits Basket and all the other ones. Another thing that's coming out is you guys know the Fate Stay Night series. So they're finally doing the third route. So basically, each of the Fate Stay Nights that came out was a specific route that was based off of the visual novel. So this one is actually going to be, it's called Heaven's Feel. It's about basically the Sakura route, that one girl that
Yeah.
kind of appeared in Fate Stay Night that like literally dropped off Unlimited Blade Works. She was in it, and then she just legit just like disappeared from the show. So this time she'll be getting her screen time.
Yeah, and this is the third film in the series of the Heaven's Feel films. So they already did the first 2 films of Heaven's Feel a while back.
Well, no,
And now
this is a
they're
movie.
yeah this is the
one-
third movie. This one's the third movie of the Heaven's Feel movies.
Okay.
Yeah, they already started that route a little while back because I've already seen the first 2
Yeah.
movies. I've been waiting for the third
My bad. I
third
forgot.
movie to come
I
out.
did.
So they're finishing up the Heaven's Feel route. I think it should get finished up in the third one if I remember right. Some other news: the Cowboy Bebop film started production within a few months ago. John Cho got injured on set, and now the movie is gone and gotten pushed back 7 to 9 months, is what they're saying as a result.
Oh
Because
no, it's so
How do you
long.
get injured on like an anime set?
well, it's the
An
live
anime
action.
set.
It's the live action of Cowboy Bebop.
Oh,
The li-
okay. I didn't hear that
Yeah,
part.
Wait,
yeah.
you thought it was a Cowboy Bebop anime?
Yeah, I thought he like sprained his like wrist or something.
Yeah, and they had to stop the whole
No,
thing.
no, it's the live action, so they're gonna push that back.
Yeah.
And another thing that's coming out, it's super exciting. Persona 5 Royals coming out really this month, less, but there's gonna be another Persona 5, which is called Persona 5 Scramble, and it's gonna be released February 20th, 2020, and it looked like a really good game. You guys should watch the trailer, and it'll be really fun. And also, other news is that I got my Nendoroid that you guys I told you guys about. Yes, this is the Persona 5, since we're talking about Persona 5. This is Yusuke for Persona 5, and you guys should definitely play the game. There we go.
Ooh, does his mask come off?
I put the mask on. You can take off the mask and have his regular.
Ooh, nice.
But yeah, Nendoroids are really, really cool, and I also got other Nendoroids, and I'll tell you guys if you tell you, but yeah, later.
Nice.
Also, I was wondering. Uh,
Go ahead.
but I was
What?
wondering, are either of those Persona 5 games the dancing one, like the rhythm games?
Oh, there's also a dancing one that came out, I believe out. It's called The Dance All Night, I believe.
That's
Yeah.
the one I'm interested in.
Yeah, I mean, it's already out, I think, so go get
Oh,
it.
really? Oh, dude.
I think
Nice.
it's out. I don't remember. But yeah, go at it.
Time to
All right.
dance.
Persona 5
Alrighty.
Dance All Night.
And for our last piece of news for today, there was a recent YouTube video coming out from Otaku Gonzo journalist YouTuber Digibro. Big star on the YouTube Anitubers scene. He did a whole big YouTube video analysis last week, and it was a super controversial video, but it did blow up on like Twitter and stuff. And in it, he talks about categorizing anime by levels of database like type elements within them. It was a super interesting analysis, I thought, because like so he basically ranks them on like a scale of 1 to 7, although it turns out to be more of a scale of like 1 to 5 because he doesn't put much on like 6 or 7. But anyways, he takes animes and he says animes that have low database like elements like One Punch Man would be referred to as like a 1, where you have shows like the Fate series where there's like wikis on wikis of data about all the characters like Fates. So yeah, the Fate series would be like a 5 because you can delve so deep into them. And he starts categorizing them together, and he ranks them based on that. And he makes the conjecture that you're gonna like anime that falls. This is gonna be like one of the biggest indicators of like the type of anime lover you are. If you're like a 3 on this scale, you're gonna like animes that mostly fall within a 3 or sometimes a 2 or a 4, but you won't stray much further from that. Generally, is the conjecture he makes. So it's a really interesting video, and I don't know. I don't know if I fully agree with all the points he makes in it, but it was a cool concept, ranking animes based on like database elements rather than the general rating system you would give for an anime or reviewing an anime. If you want to check out that video, though, you can go find it. It was the last video he put up on his YouTube channel, so you can go check that out. Moving into our main topic today, helped selected by our guest ReGabe.
Hey.
We're going to be talking about anime and how anime can create really emotionally impacting moments, and also how with the emotionally impacting moments that it creates, like how when you think back on your favorite animes or those favorite moments from those animes, how they can instill emotions and feelings into you just when you like recall them from memory. Gabe, go ahead and tell us about like your experience with some emotional impacting anime.
Okay. So, certain scenes for me, for example, like in Dragon Ball Z, when Krillin gets blown up again, or like someone like gets up one last time, they stand up and the music comes in,
Mm-hmm.
like especially when you're younger and you just haven't experienced as much, that stuff gets ingrained. And so even other animes, stuff like that happens, it brings you back to like that kid like joy. Then the goosebumps start coming back again, and it's like these are the moments. These are the moments that I wait for. This is the why I watch. And there's also the stuff that like maybe you were sad once and you decided to watch like K-On! And then like 3 years later you decide to like, oh dude, I haven't watched that in a long time. I want to watch that again. And you watch it and you're like, dude. And, like even like some heartwarming scene can bring a tear to your eye because maybe that is what got you through like school one day. You know what I mean? Like that moment lifted you up out of the bloom and gloom
Yeah,
of daily stuff. And that stuff, it's a really big impact on the viewers.
yeah, I agree.
That's true. I've been hitting a big nostalgia on Beyblade right now, dude. So hard. I just love everything about it. It just hits me hard with like I just feel so much for it, even though like whatever's going on in the anime is not like exactly like the craziest thing going on. But I'm just like I just feel hard for the nostalgia, basically. for that one at least. But if we want to talk about real emotional pain, I always think of Tokyo Ghoul, but I don't want to talk about what exactly happened in Tokyo Ghoul actually, because it's kind of a big spoiler. But
Yeah.
basically, what happens to Kaneki, basically, it just gets worse and worse for this kid. And as you learn more, because Kaneki, he seems kind of a bland character at first. You're like, oh, a regular nice boy, whatever. But like all the stuff that happens to him because of how psychological that anime is, when it gets deep into like his psyche about um how Rize, if you know Rize is a girl that basically tried to eat him in this episode, she plays a big role in how he changes and develops whenever he's like, in his mind. And so everything that happens, she's just like egging him on, like about one of the scenes was when he's talking about his mom. And what happens with his mom, I can't say exactly, but basically he's it's so hard to talk about this because it's a big spoiler. I can't say, but it's super sad.
Yeah. A big one for me is Clannad and Clannad After Story.
Oh my god, Clydad.
That's a show that gets super deep and super emotional, like out of nowhere. Like well, I wouldn't say it's completely out of nowhere. Like the first season, you do get some emotional moments weaved in there. Like they're in there. Like they're in there with like all the friends that Tomoyo or Tomoya. He's one of the two. He's making in school. He's like helping out all these different characters with their problems, and he's like getting linked in with like their family life problems and things. So that like there's emotional problems and stuff. Like it is a serious anime at first, like in some ways, but then the second season hits, and it just goes down such a dark turn that you wouldn't expect. And I can't say what it is, but like if you like, it's something super. It's so insane. Like it's amazing. It's like it's really well delivered too. And like when I hear like the music from that show, like you hear like the Dango Daikazaku song and stuff.
Oh,
It's like
everyone knows the
it's
That is a really good ED.
yeah, it that's definitely a show that can bring back some memories and like some emotions for me. Like if I just like think back on like how I felt when I watched it, it's kind of crazy.
I've never seen it, but everyone knows the Dango Daikazuku like little like tune. Their endings like right. What is it? I remember when I just started watching Fire Force, and like um what happened. So basically, you know how they become so in Japanese they call them like Homurabito. And so like Homura is the name of like this group in the K anime. So like this anime triggered me into thinking essentially. And what happens in that anime really, really sad because like a certain, can't say too much because it's a spoiler, but certain character death that happens. And it just like it really, really made me sad when I was like thinking of
Yeah. Another good one for me. Another good one is the Howl's Moving Castle movie. Like I don't even know what emotions I ever even associate with this film, but like it makes me feel them. Like when I first watched this the first several times, I watched it because like my sisters had this movie on repeat consistently because like they had the DVD and stuff. They were just watching it all the time, and like I don't know, I just thought it was super cool, but like I didn't understand the plot at all growing up.
Wait for
But
House Moving Castle?
yeah, I didn't know. I didn't get it. I just didn't get it until I watched it as an adult, and I was like, "Oh, she has the curse, and then she turns old because of the curse,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
stuff, and then she finds love with him and like teaches him about love, and also there's Turnip Head and stuff." So like when I watched it as an adult, it all made sense. But like as a kid, it was so whimsical and amazing. Like the fantasy adventure of it was like really cool, and that was the stuff that like drew me in. And like when I hear like the soundtrack for it, it takes me back to a magical place for sure.
Oh, speaking about House Moving Castle, I had the same experience as a kid where like you watched it a couple times, like you had no idea what's going on. But one scene has stuck with me, and that's when I think it's Hal. is shoveling food into the fire's mouth.
Uh-huh.
Well, no,
Calcifer.
Oh yeah,
no,
yeah,
it's the
Eating
Calcifer.
Calcifer.
the eggshells. Oh yeah, calcifer.
Yeah, that was so cute.
They're making food, and he throws the eggshells in the fire's mouth. That scene, all I remember from the movie. I have not watched it at all as an adult. And anytime I see food in any anime, that's all I can think about is that scene. Food looks so good.
Really?
Fire is chomping. Great. It's amazing.
Doesn't food and anime just trigger your like hunger way, or just like makes you think about like, damn, that food looks so good. Like, I wish I could be eating this food.
I
I don't
Sometimes
know
it's
if
the
it's
exact opposite
a related
though.
topic, but like,
guess. Anime food, that's a
but
good topic for one day.
everyone in the comments right now are talking about Pokemon, which reminds me about when I'm pretty sure time I've ever cried. But I do remember my brother crying this like for this when Ash was trying to abandon Pikachu. Not literally, well, kind of. When Ash was trying to like leave Pikachu so that Pikachu would all his Pikachu friends and the Pikachu party or whatever.
Mhm.
Yo, that shit made me cry.
I cried every time Ash died, all like 6 times.
Wait, how many times has Ash died?
Does he really die that many times? I know he dies like at least like twice.
Well, wait,
Every
which
other
one
movie,
Oh, really?
something like that.
Something big's gotta happen in the movie. I guess that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
Actually, okay, so I was going through my Twitter and it showed Given. Given is the recent anime that came out like last season.
Mhm.
And the scene where so this kid he becomes the singer for their band, but like he was supposed to write a song by the time of their show, and he had no song even by the time of that show. But once he hit that, like, he just basically improved his song, and it was the fucking scene ever.
What? How? How do you
Because
do that?
so
How do you
much
improv that song? I'm upset.
it's just how it is. He
He's
just
really
thought of
good.
that song right on the spot. Yeah, he's just a genius. Essentially,
He's
that
like
they
he's like
kind
a
of just write
rapper,
it
but
off as he's
better.
a talented musician or genius.
I'm gonna have to watch
And
this
so
episode.
essentially, oh god, that song is so emotional because you already know about his past, which I don't know if it's a spoiler. It's kind of the premise of the show too, that he's got like a sad past essentially, and he's supposed to come to terms with, and he doesn't know how to feel and come to terms with like all like being forgiven, if it's everything's his fault, all that type of stuff. And so basically the song just portrays completely like he has come to terms with everything and he's letting everything go. He's reminiscing about everything that happened. Move on. And that song is just so impactful. I was like about to cry when I saw that. Oh shit, dude, this is so good. Oh,
Interesting. Wish I
yes,
could do
you should
that.
watch Given.
Wish I could do that. Wish I could just like not plan my song and then go up on stage and then sing the best song ever.
Just do it.
For real,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, give it a
Just
shot.
do it, forehead.
Yeah.
Good point. All right.
Guys.
Trying to think like what other animes really like struck me emotionally enough to where like when I think back on it, like there's a lot of
Oh
animes that like I
shit.
have crazy good memories from that like I don't know, just like funny things, but not like they don't like take me back to the moment as much.
Angel Beats.
Angel Beats. What about Angel Beats?
I don't know. That's maybe everyone like
Yeah, I can
everyone
see
Show?
that.
they attach themselves to like a single character, and they're like, no, when that character
Wait, what?
like
What about it?
they like I don't want to spoil it, but like
The graduate.
they do one at a time kind of thing, and you really like the one character, and you like wait and like you're like it's gonna happen, and then it does,
Yeah.
and you're like, no,
Oh, did you feel for that the last episode or whatever?
dude, like 3 of the episodes really
Did
hit
that
me
hit you
hard.
hard?
Yeah,
Angel Beats, it was a really good anime. And especially the end though. What happened at the end? That's really
Yeah.
pretty
it was very
impactful.
sweet.
Dude, that was so good. But does anyone ever like feel so hyped for that Rock Lee fight? That one Rock Lee fight versus Gara?
Aw, dude, that's a good one.
Oh, that is
Isn't
That's a
that
good
probably
one.
like the
that
most
is
hyped
strong.
fight?
I watch it every time I get to see it somewhere. Like whenever it's like posted on Twitter or like on Facebook or wherever. Like if I see it in passing, like I just stop and watch the whatever part of it they post.
Oh my god.
pretty good. Like,
No, I like every time it just came on my Twitter, but God, that fight was like I've seen it at least times. I just watched those like 3 or 4 episodes the fight was like I don't remember how many episodes that fight was. It was about like that long. But I remember I used to just like rewatch it all
dude,
because
you
it was
drop the
just so
weights.
good.
You went
Yeah,
in
when
there.
he
That's
brings
so
out
iconic.
takes out the weight, that was probably one of the most iconic anime moments to ever happen.
Just anytime
They-
anyone takes off the weights, you know it's real.
Yeah.
it's real. Okay. Do you guys have any other last comments?
On that part, I think we are pretty good.
Okay, so since tomorrow is Halloween, we decided we should talk about some spooky anime, right?
Yes.
So I guess like what's your favorite horror anime?
You guys already know what my favorite horror anime is. I've talked about
Are
it
you
too
gonna
many
say
times.
Higurashi?
Yeah,
Hold
I've
on,
talked
let
about
me
it too many
guess.
times on the
Is
podcast.
Higurashi
It's obviously another.
Another is so
Why would we
good,
watch
honestly.
it? Why would we watch another together if it wasn't your favorite?
Dude, another was so good. I read the manga and I did watch the anime, but I think the manga was done better, of course. Of course. Gabe, do you have a favorite horror anime?
Um, I I I think the only horror anime I've ever watched is another, and
Okay.
at no point was I like, ooh, you know what I mean?
How about manga?
Ooh.
Ooh,
It wasn't.
manga?
Uh-huh.
Um, there's a really good horror manga. I think it's like I I think it's called like When You See It or When She Sees It, and it's like
When
a
she
girl
sees
who
it.
she can see ghosts but no one else can, and they're all like really creepy and grotesque, and she's just trying to
Mhm.
keep a straight face 24/7
Oh my
through it
god.
all.
Oh man.
That's
And
so
like
unfortunate.
there's like this one bit where another girl walks in, like there's another girl who can see ghosts, but she can only see like small cute ones. So like there's like not cute, but like they're like small ones that are not like they're
So
just
it's
like
not that bad.
old men that are just small. And so she'll like lure she's like trying to like prove that this other girl can see ghosts who's like always trying to act like she doesn't see them. Okay? And
Uh-huh.
they get into like situations where like the girl's like, "Oh god, we got to get out of here." And the girl's like, "What? I get cute little old man. That's great." It's a really good manga.
No way. That's so interesting. Okay.
My
Like so yeah.
favorites. Okay, you go
Wait,
ahead.
do
You
you
go
have
ahead.
anything?
You go ahead.
Well, like I don't watch a lot of or read a lot of horror because I'm not but I was trying to get into some because I'm not scared of horror manga or anime. I'm scared of like real like I don't know if it's real horror, but you know what I mean. Um, but Uzumaki, everyone knows who Junji Ito is. Like he's basically like the most famous
I think it's
horror
more
mangaka.
infamous, you know what I mean?
Infamous, yeah. He's, he's more famous. People are talking about a lot about him, or a lot. People are talking about him a lot right now. So like, because Uzumaki's getting an anime, so we can talk about the Uzumaki anime whenever it comes out too. But yeah, Uzumaki is a really good one to. It's just about people going insane because of spirals. That's literally all it is.
Dude,
And I'm pretty
spirals,
sure
man.
he also created an anime. I don't know. I remember seeing like clips from this anime, but like the one with the floating shark, like the shark out of water that's literally floating and terrorizing and killing people. Like I don't know if anyone's seen it or knows what it's called. I don't know what it is. I've only seen clips on it, but like it's by him apparently, and now I'm like I really or whether it's worth it because I thought it was gonna be like something stupid like Sharknado.
Don't call
Mm.
Sharknado stupid. It's a masterpiece.
Okay, but I Junji Ito really good horror mangaka. I mean, definitely read his works or watch it. There has been some like, Junji Ito collection. I think anime that was out, so I think he does have some animation. Um, I think I think I had another one. According to the genres on the manga sites or whatever, Tokyo is considered horror, and you guys already know how I feel about Tokyo, so moving on.
I was gonna
What do you gotta
say,
say, Eddie?
my favorite scene from Higurashi, the one that comes to mind the most is the one where they're underground and the girl starts ripping off the dude's nails with the torture device.
Jesus.
They're underground in like this hidden torture area, whereas like the city, or not city, but like the little village that they live in, they had like all the old torture stuff hidden away because that was like the village had its dark past with like the spirit Oyashiro Sama or whatever. And so yeah, they're underground, and the girl has the dude locked up and chained to the table, and he's just chained there, and she starts ripping off his nails one by one with the special tool that she's got there,
Special
and
tool.
she's just giving the cackling laugh like and
Oh my god.
dude, it was, oh man, that stuff gave me some chills as a young lad watching that anime. And it's a good scene if you've never seen it to watch as an adult looking for some spooks on Halloween.
Wait, so is it actually like horror? As in
Um,
like,
it's
or
like
is it just like violent?
it's like
Okay.
psychological horror and stuff.
Okay.
This the characters here in this case are two characters who were like best friends, and
hmm
so their connection when they like turned against each other is what kind of turns it like horror in elements. Like it'd be hard to explain it. There's stuff going on. Basically, the characters believe that Oyashiro Sama's curse is what's causing the people in the village to go deranged and turn on everyone else, and so they're all scared about getting cursed and turning
But it
against other
actually
people.
isn't.
Well, I will not confirm nor deny the status of whether or not Oyashiro Sama is truly there watching from behind the shadows.
Can
Something
I
you'll
make a
have to
guess?
It's something you'll have to watch the anime for yourself to decide, or read the visual novel.
Ooh, wait, can I make
Oh
a
wait,
guess about what happened?
can we make a
Sure,
guess?
sure.
Okay.
What's your
Ooh,
guess?
hold on.
What?
Okay. Um,
Okay.
how about the moment in another where the girl is going down the stairs and she has her umbrella, and what happens
Oh god,
next?
I feel like that's the most iconic. Like another, just
and
like the umbrella.
I was gonna say, and what happens next? You might shock you. So
That sounds like a clickbait like ad or something.
yeah, she's
Okay, sorry about that.
Well, okay,
okay.
what
So
The
happened?
give us
umbrella scene, really good.
yeah. So give us your conjecture about Higurashi.
Oh yeah. Okay, so my idea was like carbon dioxide poisoning from a nearby lake.
What?
That'd be interesting, I guess.
That happened to a town where like
So it's
I
not
don't know if it was carbon dioxide, but like a bubble came out from the bottom of a lake, and it was like
really?
a valley almost, and it just
Okay.
killed all life in the valley. And so like
Jesus.
maybe something like that. I don't know.
Interesting. But I guess you'll just have to catch the anime Higurashi no Naku Koro ni to find out what happens.
Well, since it's really old, you can might as well just tell us about it.
Yeah, just spoil the entire thing. Come on,
Spoil it.
Just spoil it.
just
It's
spoil it.
fine.
Spook, spook. Now is probably the perfect time for me to plug the sister visual novel to Higurashi no Naku no Koro ni. Depicted upon my wall in the background, Umineko no Naku Koro ni
It's right
is
there.
the murder
Oh,
massacre,
that's right.
the murder massacre mystery visual novel where 17 residents on Rokenjima Island gather for their family reunion, and then a sudden dark turn of events occurs where one after another the members of the family fall prey to some form of murderous intent. But could it even be the work of humans causing the murders, or is it the powerful witch, the golden witch Beatrice, who overwatches the island?
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Dude, it's always. Oh my god.
So it's definitely a good read. It's my most recommended visual novel out there. Is read Umineko no Nakakoro ni. If you need something spooky to do this Halloween and you don't have anything planned already, get reading. Get you a copy of Umineko. It's on Steam, and it's on the Halloween sale for Steam as well. So get it while it's hot.
Nice. I guess that's something. Yeah, I mean, I have no plans for Halloween, so if you guys have any recommendations of any spooky-ish
Spooky movie night.
games slash things to do tomorrow, because I got nothing. Let's see. I thought I had another one. Cannot find it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it's not really a horror, but the only other close to a horror type anime that I've seen, other than what we've listed already, would be would be Death Parade. It's not necessarily horror at all, but it does deal with some dark elements. So yeah, it has dark elements, but it's not scary.
It's
So
not horror, or it's
so
not scary, but it's like
if you wanted something
it deals with.
lighter, if you wanted something lighter to watch for your Halloween that isn't too scary, if you're too scared of Halloween and you're looking for something to enjoy the holiday spirit without terrorizing yourself, Death Parade might be the one for you, actually.
Yeah. Do you guys remember Parasite?
Ah, dude,
It's considered
Parasite.
horror.
Is it?
Yeah. Okay, so horror doesn't necessarily mean it has to be scary per se. It just has to have the elements.
Oh, but there's like a line somewhere between horror and thriller, and I feel like
Yeah,
Parasite's
well,
way more
apparently it's
towards
considered
thriller.
horror according to my anime list, so
Yeah.
Seiju is a pretty good one if you guys haven't, and it's like an 80s manga, right? But it just came out like with an anime like recent, which is pretty cool. I like that they're kind of bringing out like all the oldies and giving it new style, new anime, you know, doing it nicely. And so I unfortunately did not finish Kiseiju, which is Parasite. Um, I didn't finish it because reasons, but I mean it gets pretty freaky sometimes, and like what happens? It's pretty crazy if you. I think yeah, it's more like thriller, but a lot of crazy things happen, and um yeah, I can't exactly give it a try. It's very violent. Wait, do you know what a Kiseiju is or Parasite is?
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
Okay,
what?
I'm sorry, I didn't explain it. Okay, you guys remember that guy and becomes like a parasite essentially, and it starts talking to him, and it literally detaches his body sometimes. But it's that little like thing with the eyeball that like talks. If you've seen any of those clips, has no one? You guys haven't seen
No.
it?
No, no,
Oh
I've seen
my
Parasite.
god.
I know what
Okay.
you're talking about. I thought you were talking most of Andy here.
Yeah, a little bit maybe. But yeah, so basically like these parasites, I think they're from space or something. They're coming from like, there into the human world and basically like inserting themselves into the human and basically controlling that person, and that person essentially like gone, right? So yes, the hand, or the parasite that the main character has is called Migi, because it's on his right hand. Migi means right. And so essentially that's he basically uses that, and because that parasite ends up like messing it, it was trying to control him, but it messed up somehow, I think. And so like
Well, he like
they become
cut
one.
he
Huh?
like cut blood flow to his arm because it like went into his arm, and he
Yeah.
like
Oh, right, right, right. It
he
was
like
trying to
got
go.
like a wire or something.
Yeah.
That was pretty
And
cool.
so essentially it messes up and they become one, and it's kind of cute. The friendship's kind of
Nice.
cute, if you want to call it that.
That's
Um
good.
but then like essentially, all other parents taking over people, and it like distorts people. Like it makes them really disgusting. Like
And also
they get
dogs.
and dogs, not just people. Anything that's alive probably. I don't know about trees, but um
Well, alrighty. I think we are at that time where we should move on to our character war segment since we are getting towards the end of the podcast now. Now, this week for our character war segment, the topic that we decided on was we were going to pick the smartest characters out there in anime.
Smartest.
The 400 IQ fellas and fellers out there, they are going to be the topic of our discussion this time. Who would like to start us off by introducing their character?
Ooh, I will.
All right, Gabe, I'll go ahead and put him on screen. You tell us who this is.
Okay, my character for the person you don't want to play chess with is Senku Ishigami, and he is Dr. Stone from Dr. Stone. And the thing that makes him so smart, okay, is when everyone else became rocks and like got lost in the rockiness, he counted seconds for count it 3,000 years. He just counted up the seconds. Okay, and when he finally got unrockified, he added it all up, and he was like, "Oh, that was like 3,000 years." And then he immediately like got in a fight with some monkeys and like cut his hand, and he wrote E equals MC squared on his little coat there, and he that helps remember it, I guess. But his whole goal is to just redo society and go to space, but there's no one else alive. And so he's just like banging sticks together, hoping other people come along to help him out with it. And I think he didn't make a gun. Ooh,
You did
but
make a gun,
that
yeah.
is no, I don't think he like almost did.
Oh, really?
That's like one of his goals, I think. But that's my character, and that's why I think he's super smart.
I thought it was ridiculous he had E equals MC squared on his fucking outfit.
Someone's got to write it down.
Someone's gotta write it down. But isn't that the formula for like speed of light or something?
Something like that.
Why does it matter for their current situation?
The formula for energy.
Okay.
It helps him figure out
Whatever.
Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared.
What a nerd. Yeah. Nerd.
That's the goal.
All right, Kamui, tell us about your character this week.
Okay, so I decided to choose because this anime was really fun. Trying to solve like the little riddles that they were trying to like bring out. So essentially, I chose 9 from Zankyo no Terror, which is in English Terror and Resonance, and I loved him because Jesus, that was a little much, but yeah, I chose 9 because essentially he's basically the show is interesting in the fact that it's basically like him and his partner. They have actually I'm not going to say what they have, but they are basically they would put on a mask, send out videos to the police, tell them like if you don't solve this riddle, we're going to blow up this place. So essentially they're terrorists, and that's why it's called Zankyo no Terror, because they're literally terrorists and they're like blowing up the city and stuff because they're trying to send a message essentially. But basically the way they do it is that there's this one detective who's actually smart and all the others are stupid, and they essentially send out these videos, and these videos will have these riddles that they have to solve to find out where the next bombing is going to be and all that. So he's super smart and shit, and he's I don't know, he's like he looks like a nerd. Look, he's wearing glasses. Come on. So
Oh, that is a nerd
he's
trait.
got that nerd look, and he can hack into anything. He can do he's just a genius. But yeah, the anime is super interesting, and actually, if what happened that was really cool was that on their official website for while the anime was running, they would actually put real like riddles and puzzles on their website that like people can send in online to like solve, and if you solve it, you'll be part of the raffle. And in that raffle, whoever gets chosen will get like a prize. So one of the prizes was like the actual script from the show or like the storyboard from the show. So you got like actually that was like related to the show that you can actually get from you know the real the producers or whatever.
Oh, that's pretty
Nice.
cool.
Very cool. Very
I wish more
interesting.
stuff would do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, mostly like at least now it's all like
So,
Kickstarter.
so
rewards,
me and
he,
my
like-
friend would actually go on their but yeah.
Alrighty, and for my character, the last character in this character war segment is Norman from Yakusoku no Neverland. Now, this is a genius little 12-year-old child right here. And let me tell you about him. So he lives in a world where it's the future, or is it the past? Actually, I don't even remember what year it takes
I'm
place
pretty
in.
sure it's the future.
It is the
I
future?
think it's like the far future or something like that.
Okay, I couldn't remember what year it took place in. Anyways, so it takes place in a land where aliens have taken over and humans are corralled into these farms where humans are raised to be fed to the aliens. And Norman is this young lad who has discovered the fate of his world is that he, as a human child, is about to be fed to the aliens soon because
They're
he's growing
basically
up.
livestock.
Yeah, he is livestock. He realizes this because he is 400 IQ and pieces it together by stumbling across a girl dying to the aliens. And so from there, he starts devising an escape route from the farm using insane theories and calculations. He's pretty athletic, and his friends are also pretty athletic. So they're actually really just top tier kids overall, not just
Yeah, they're
super
good at
smart.
everything.
They're kind of
Honestly.
good at everything.
Put him on the tier list.
But like, yeah, he devises these super cool plans, and they even do some crafting things. Him and his friends. Honestly, I could have picked either him or his two friends, but I decided to choose him because he was kind of the iconic. All three of them kind of shared the main character spot, but he was kind of like more obviously the main character. You know what I mean? But Norman, Norman, pretty cool guy. He goes out of the way to save his friends when they need him most, and he cares about children, like younger children specifically, like the ones that are like 6 years old and stuff that are on the farm. He's like, we got to get them out of there, and
Yes, that show's really fun.
yeah, he's real big brain. It was a real fun show, and
It's
as
fun.
mentioned by Kamui earlier on the news segment, it is getting a season 2 in 2020.
Yeah, so if you haven't watched it, you can watch the season 1 now. It's out. So, yeah, that show is really interesting because it's all about trying to like outsmart the adults essentially.
Yeah, because
And try to
I didn't mention that. So the farm is run by adult humans who like passed the test given to them by the aliens to ascend to running the farm instead of being eaten.
becoming the livestock. Yeah.
Yeah. So he has to outsmart like the adult humans. That'll do it for our character war segment, though. Now is the time for us to close up by returning to the scene and going into our Q&A segment, our famous Q&A segment where you guys ask us the hard-hitting questions about anime that you want answered, the questions you can't ask anywhere else about anime because nobody else knows the answers because we are the anime experts with the answers you need. Coming in first in chat a little while ago, TGX Andy asks,
Oh, I've heard of him.
is Mega Man anime?
Yes. That's just a resounding
Mega
yes.
Man is anime, guys.
Yeah, like there isn't even like a conversation.
Guys, can you guys answer? Is Mega Man anime?
Yeah, I want to hear
This
from
is
the
a question
chat
for
as
you
well.
guys.
I want to hear it from the chat as well as Kamui and Gabe. Kamui and Gabe both believe that Mega Man is anime. It sounds like, but we leave in the
Why would Mega Man be anime?
leave in the chat if you are watching live if Mega Man is anime, and also leave in the YouTube comments below if you're watching on YouTube or whatever platform this ends up being on, other than YouTube too. Tell us, is Mega Man anime in your opinion?
It literally has an anime. Cannot agree that it's an anime.
Look, we're gonna let the audience decide on this one, I think. So,
Why?
ooh, this is a really good question. I like this question a lot.
Wait, Pretty, there was two animes at least. There was the old original Mega Man, and then there was an NT Warrior Mega Man. So it literally had an anime.
This is a really good question coming in from Giga Scott that I like a lot. He says, "What anime character would you dress up for Halloween?"
What anime character?
Yeah,
I
would you
mean,
dress
if
up for
if I
Halloween?
want to be if I want to be Uwu, like Nezuko, I guess.
Oh,
If I want to be like uh
I pick Nezuko too, actually, in that case.
if I'm feeling like, oh, I'm gonna show up at this party and I want one of those girls, Ishtar from Fate.
Ah, that's good. Doing
If
fake
you know what I
characters is
mean.
really good too. Yeah, for Halloween. If I had like the budget for it, doing like I don't know, doing like Gilgamesh or something crazy would be really good, I think.
What was the other ones? We were talking about a lot of my Discord. Not a lot, but like occasionally I'd be like, LOL, when's my cosplay for this? And I can't think of which ones.
I don't know. Gabe, do you have any Halloween or anime characters you would want to do for Halloween? Gabe, have we lost him?
I think
All right,
Gabe died.
I think we lost Gabe. Yeah, those would be some
I
good
could be
picks.
Diva. Yeah, Diva's a good one too.
I would also do Angie from Umineko. That is this character right where my finger is. If you're watching on video,
Really?
I would do her as a Halloween costume.
Okay, I had some technical difficulties here. Nezuko. I just was Nezuko.
You want to do it as a
You would
cartoon?
be Nezuko?
Okay,
How
nice.
cute.
Good picks. Good picks. All right. We have another question coming in from Mao Popo. Asks, can anime only come from Japan, or can other countries produce anime?
That's a good question.
Okay, well, so the reason we call it anime is just the Japanese way of calling it, but technically, like anything that is animated is anime, just not Japanese anime. That's what it is.
I feel as though as long as it's like anime inspired, like so like originally, I feel like anime was like stuff originating from Japan, but like as it became more popular, I think anything that's like based off that is anime. Just any of it.
I agree that that can become the case in the future, but I think we're still not there yet. I think where we are currently, I think the cultural meaning, the widely accepted meaning, and thus the meaning for the
It's
word
just Japanese.
is Japanese anime, because that
Mm.
is how language works. Words mean what people say they mean, and most people currently believe that anime is Japanese anime. So we got to go with the majority on this one. So I think that's currently the definitive answer, but I think we can move in a direction where Gabe's answer becomes more correct over time. But if you're living in Japan and speaking Japanese, then Kamui's answer is correct. So her answer also has the validity of that. You know, if you're speaking Japanese, anime has that meaning. But in English, anime refers currently to like Japanese
Yes.
animation. Good question from Apollo McNugget. Why doesn't No Game No Life get a second season? Well, there is a real answer, and the real answer, well, there's like the widely accepted
I
answer,
thought there
anyways.
was gonna be a second season.
No, it's never getting a second season. And
Okay, that's beautiful.
and
Good one.
the widely accepted reason for why is because there's a lot of copyrighted content in season 2, or like beyond where season 1 ended. Straight up just like stolen stuff from other animes and like other productions.
Yikes! You mean in like a really bad way?
Apparently they just stole a bunch of shit and like ran with it.
Whoa! No way!
I've never heard of that.
I didn't hear about this
Apparently,
dice.
that's what happens later in the light novel No Game No Life. And I
That's
guess it's
pretty
also
funny.
I don't know if the manga goes as far, because I don't know. I haven't like seen the manga.
Malpopo has an interesting question. So it says, "Do you like it when your favorite anime character is sexualized and made into hentai, or do you think it devalues the original work?" Honestly, like, don't care.
Does
I don't think it devalues
no
them in
hentai
any way.
adds value to a character? People
It
care.
adds value, apparently.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
there's
people
more content.
not like in that sense, but like the more someone believes, it's like believing magic. Like, you know how like in Tinkerbell from Peter Pan, she gets more magic because people believe in her. You got to believe in fairies. it's like that. The more people believe in you, so they're actually creating hentai of you, like it gives you energy. Like you're creating more energy for that character by creating hentai of them. So like
They will
Big
become
hentai.
real.
you're improving the character by creating hentai. So of course it doesn't devalue the character.
Hentai is magic.
You know what? I gotta agree with you on that one. It just makes
You
sense.
know what? Sure, I'll take it. Whatever you just said, I fully understand it. Like it doesn't. It's not resonating in my soul yet, but almost. I'm getting there. I'm trying to like think about it more. But I mean, like, I don't see why it would devalue them at all. No.
Alrighty. These are some good questions. I appreciate it. Thank you,
And
chat,
actually,
for
that's an interesting one.
thank you for
It
bringing
makes you
us
think.
bringing us the hard hitting questions tonight. We are getting the more and more hard hitting questions each week, and I like it. That's what I like to see, you guys. So thank you. Gabe, you want to do your thing?
What's his thing?
Wait, are you telling me to do my thing?
What's his thing? I don't know what
You
you're
said, all
trying to
right,
say.
we're not going to do the thing.
Wait, hold on,
Never
wait.
mind.
You say thing, and I'm not entirely sure. What
the
thing?
Q&A segment thing.
Like,
Our final answer is that. Yeah. Gabe's messing up right now, dude.
I, the thing I'm thinking of, I completely did not think it was actually gonna be a thing. But
All
if
right,
you
we'll
want
do it.
me,
We'll do it next time. We'll do it next time. It's
okay,
fine. It's fine.
okay.
Next time we'll do it. All right. Thank you
Malpopo has another
guys.
question.
Now Popo has
Another
one
question?
more question. Well, this is the last question we're taking. Who's better in bed, adult Sasuke from Naruto or Byakuya from Bleach? I haven't seen Bleach, so I don't actually. I can't answer this.
So
I
this
gotta look who
depends.
that is.
If you want a guy who'll just like
Oh,
how
Sasuke.
do you say, hit it and go? What's it called? Hit and run. That's a Sasuke.
Nut and
But
go.
if I think Byakuya is committed though.
You know what? Sasuke
Sasuke's
really
committed,
did.
but like from a distance.
That's what I want in a man, though.
He's a hit and runner. So if it's whatever vibes you want, I'd say Byakuya though, because Byakuya, he's like he seems cold and stern, like but he's like, how do you say? Underneath, he's another person.
Now, the only Byakuya I know is Byakuya Togami from Danganronpa, and he's a guy you should trust in bed. So, like, if I was choosing between Sasuke from Naruto or Byakuya from Danganronpa, I would say Byakuya from Danganronpa. All right.
Oh.
Alrighty, though. I think we've reached our final destination of this podcast. Thank you all for joining us this week. Thank you, Gabe, for guest starring on our show this week. We're gonna have
Thank you for having me.
We're gonna have to bring you back on again in the future so we can run our skit and other things. Thank you,
What?
Kamui.
Insurance to make sure I get back.
Yeah, and thank you, Kamui, for co-hosting. And thank you, chat, for showing up live to enjoy. And thank you for everyone watching on YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment, do all your things. We will catch you guys next week over on Kamui_OW Twitch channel is where we'll be. So find us there.
Yep. See us on my channel next time. I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much for today.
Yep. Bye,
Bye-bye.
friends.
Bye, Z's. Mwah.